Welcome back, everyone, to Penumbra Overture. From what I remember, it's actually been quite a while since we played. I say that, it's only been a week, but for us, that is a decent amount of time. But we were on our way to meet someone, I think called Red, and he's the only living person so down here that we know of, and he's also 100% crazy. I'm not sure if it's a good idea to go meet him. But considering he's our best option, because he does possibly know these mines, we're going to. And hopefully he can get us an escape. Because that is very much what we need at the moment. Let's go ahead and continue on. And I'm hoping that we don't have more spiders, but we might, unfortunately. Because it seems like they might be building up on the monsters until you have to deal with all of them at once in order to escape. But we'll see if that holds true. Okay. Uh, Not likely to budge. Okay. I have to remember all the controls. That is not what you're supposed to be. My controls are being wonky on me. Okay, come on, game. I need you to... Why are you using those two? Why are my controls using those two? Okay. This is being really weird. There we go. Okay. Hopefully that fixes it. I don't know why it was being really weird. There we go, I can open my inventory. Okay, I'm trying to remember how I do things. Ooh, okay. And I do have my crouch ability. Okay. Oops. Okay. I think I remember most of the controls at this point, but I can't actually say for sure. So if I can find an item to pick up, that's what I really want to go do. I'm gonna guess that is the most likely what I want to do in case I'm going to actually figure out how to do things. Okay, oh, wait, glow stick actually works! We could not get it to work last time. Oh, there we go. That was the one I was looking for. Apparently there's nothing in there. Wait a minute, hold on. Oh, there we go. That's the rest of our notes. I was very confused for a moment there. Of course, there's our flashlight. Okay. Yeah, these ones look a little more like cages. I might have heard a doggo. I definitely hear a doggo. Shoot, I don't have something to throw at them. In that case, I'm gonna get my pickaxe equipped. Wait. There's something to throw. Wait, I think there was a way to rotate them as I was holding them, but I don't actually remember what button that was. Okay, there he is. Oh, shoot. Shoot, he called in reinforcements. Hope they don't get here. Oh, shoot. There's another one. Found the reinforcements. I have... Okay. Shoot. Okay, I forgot. How do I heal? There's not helpful. I don't have any healing items, do I? Oh, that's what this is. Okay, okay, cool. That was not the greatest. Oh, shoot. Oh dear. Yep, I definitely went down. I have to get back into the combat system. For sure. I gotta get used to how things work again. Hopefully we can take this guy out a little quicker this time, instead of dealing with the reinforcement. Also, I think I'm gonna run down that hallway. Come here, doggo. Come here. I know you see me. Yep. Go. Did you not come after me? Oh, okay. Everything's shaking. Okay, I'm backing up. Nope, nope, nope. Chasing them down. Okay, I got hit the one. Okay. I did get hit once, but I think we'll be okay for now. Here's our map. We came in through there. We're over at Shaft 13. I'm not sure where we're trying to get to at the moment. Oh, okay. Huh. I wonder, do I need to, like... 'Cause that's definitely gonna hurt me. Whoops. I did not actually mean to throw that. I don't know if it's a good idea to look at those. Oh, I'm gonna have to hurt something with it. Okay. Okay. That'll be interesting. We know there's at least one more dog. Okay, we have a lot of theming. I'm going to assume this one's probably the same. Yeah. Turning them off is a little harder, it seems. Right. My gosh. Sensitivity is surprisingly high. Okay. There's probably going to be a doggo over here somewhere. Where are you, second doggo? You tried to murder us before. Oh, there you are. Okay. Keep it down. Oh, okay. He almost got up. Nope. Not letting you get up, doggo. Okay. I think we're good. We should probably keep this with us just in case. Although I'm actually head back to that blocked off area. I don't remember where we're trying to go. I'm just gonna say explore for now. And we'll see, perhaps we'll find something. Hopefully there's not an enemy in here. Okay, so that door is important. And we've got another security code. Ooh. Oh no. I mean, that might be an explodey barrel. All these little cage-like areas are really weird. Okay then. Hey. Sacks of whatever. Hey, that one didn't break. What's over here? Oh, a screwdriver and some bolt cutters. Okay. Of course, there's nothing left in the first aid kit. Wait a minute. Darn. Because that would be a way of getting through, is using the bolt cutters. I guess we don't need it. Okay. That's probably going to be everything down there. I wonder why that area was blocked off, though. Interesting. Okay, let's take a look at our map. Yeah, I'm going to take a look at that hallway down there. And then head to shaft 12 before making my way to the refinery. I wonder if the glow stick has a durability. Okay, so that's another weapon. Oh, okay. I mean, if you bring some, like a plasma cutter down here, it would open. But, yeah, not with anything that we have. Okay. I definitely need to get the code, though. That definitely seems to be where I'm trying to go. Must be locked from the other side. We'll have to see how we get there. Okay, I don't think we're going to encounter any other wolves. We seem to have killed the two that are here. I'm gonna carry it with me a little. Oh, never mind. I was right, there's one more. They seem to guard the locations that are necessary. I want to get him. I could try sneaking up on him, but it's really difficult to, so I'm not sure if I'd make it. I'd rather just do this. Have him come after me. Pull him away from wherever he's trying to guard. Nope. No getting up. Oh, shoot. No. No, my gosh. Because it wouldn't grab. Okay. At least it saved us right here. That's actually really good. Although, make sure I grabbed everything. Yeah, I did. Okay. At least we didn't really lose anything. We will need to mark down that other door. One more. One more stupid wolf, and then we should have this area cleared out. Gonna do that so I can kind of speed along. Yeah, I should have gone back for the stun option. Okay. I totally forgot. I did not need to bring this down here. Oh well. That one needs to go down there. Okay. Beep. Okay. That goes around the corner. I'm gonna make sure, if he gets away, I don't go chasing after him like a fool. Oh, shoot! Shoot! I hit my Cool! Those are actually explosive. You just gotta hit him with a pickaxe. Who would have thought? Now I'm gonna come over here. And get this. I didn't realize that these were actually could explode because I throw them around and they don't do nothing. Good to know that there is an actual way. Oh look, barrel. Oh, he saw me. Yeah, nope. Not a chance, Taco. Okay. That was our third one. Okay. That wasn't a break there. Should have been our last doggy, because I don't think we've ever had more than 3 in one go. Okay. This was the refinery. Wow, this place is actually bright. That's surprising. Control panel for those pistons. Okay. Okay, so it looks like I only have 3 of them. Oh, nope, there's 4. Okay, what about that back one? Oh, so that swaps those 2. Hey, there we go. I did it. I'm not entirely sure what I did to do it, but I did it. Oh, I can't fit in. That's kind of sad, actually. They would. Okay. There we go, we made it. We're good.
Ah, only the engraving etched in the back of my mind can compare to the sight you must be seeing. Now power has returned.
That's not normal corrosion.
I wish I could be there with you, but circumstances do not allow for such frivolities. Maybe soon there is something you can do about it.
You might be able to open that.
But tell me, are there ever melted conveyances now churning in the dock room? I think I know where they lead. It is some kind of heaven or a utopia.
Okay. Oh, hi. I can send everything through. Including the actual rocks. These are the only thing that's meant to be going through. Although this actually makes me wonder. How are people supposed to get over here? Maybe they're up there. I wonder if I could actually crush something though. If I would like set it over here and then run over fast enough. Maybe. so that one's blocked off. We're not getting through there. Can I hit a button? Yep. Hopefully I didn't need to get back through there. Let me just... There we go. Meow. And no serious injuries. Now what happens if I put a barrel in there? I got no idea where that goes. So, bye barrel. Let's send the normal rocks through. Because those are probably what's meant to be sent through. So nothing will happen. But if I then send another barrel... Spare motor. Hopefully that's not important. Oh. Another barrel. Let's send that one through as well. Oh! Oh, they're getting yeeted off over here. Okay. Oh, it sends it up there. Hey, that's what it did. It knocked down the ladder. First barrel was just enough. So, what is the point of that conveyor then? There appears to be no point to it. Bonk. Yeah, I definitely... Ow. Excuse me. Need something a little bit bigger. I'm gonna try throwing the motor up there too. Oh, that one can't get thrown. Let me send it back through, and maybe I can get there before it does. Okay. Let's see. Okay, go. Oh, what the? Where did you come from? Eh! There it goes. Fine. I'm going to assume the barrel's probably what I need. Yep. I broke it. Eh. And this should be over here on the other side now.
We are now such good and lasting friends. I have gifted you with my love. Perhaps you could gift me with something. After all, the laws of politeness would be shattered if you were to appear at my party without a gift. Poor Red is so hungry. He could eat both the horse and the young rippling stable hand. Sadly, pony flesh is so hard to come by in these parts, and man meat is so bland. If your eyes happened upon a scurrying rodent, would you deliver the crunchy feast by way of a final meal?
I hope not. Cool. Doesn't work. Oh, I wonder if I have to get the motor over here. Ow. Alright, hold on. Door leading to shaft 12. The second gate is not. Okay. Wait, I should probably actually look at that window over there. Yep. I was right. Just missing a motor. Okay. In that case, I'm gonna go back. and go grab my motor. Because it should hopefully be able to go through. Although I need to lift the door. How can I open that up? You know, I want to try. Oh, it's not gonna explode. So sad. So I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to send it through there. But how do I get that open? Nothing with these pipes. Okay. I wonder if one of these will open that up. I mean, it's just sitting over there. So if I do something correctly, it'll hopefully work. I just need to get myself back over there. I've yet to figure out exactly how I did it the first time. Nope. No, that's sending them all down. Wait a minute. There we go. No. Wait. That one only brings it down. It doesn't bring it up. Wait, hold on. I think I finally figured it out. It took me way too long to figure it out. These ones only go down, while these ones go up or down. If that one could go up, that would actually be really good there. I don't know how I managed to do it the first time around. Okay. So far, it looks like that one might be back, that one being second back, and that third one being middle? Okay. Okay. Dang, I keep getting to this point. Okay, yeah, that one does back. One is those back three. Wait, and if I send that one back, and this one back. Nope, not that one. That one. There we go. I'm starting to get the hang of those. Hopefully I don't need to do those anymore. I also have a feeling that that was completely unhelpful. Yeah. Oops. Okay. I mean, I could try, but I feel like I'm not supposed to be able to get it over. Yep, nope. I do feel like I'm supposed to be using this. But I am not sure at all. Time to go look it up. Okay. Mm, wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. Did I just miss this and there's a button over here somewhere? I did. I did totally miss the fact that there's a freaking button there. Okay. Well, that solved our issue. Woohoo! There you go. Motor is on its way. Now we can also be, if I crouch properly, we can also be on our way. Nice. Gonna climb down instead of crunching her legs. Hey look! Motor! Stick it on in. Yes, that's totally how that works. And now we go on the big one! Yeah! Totally a good idea. Okay, it's a room of steam. This is not great. Okay, it varies which one is gonna go. There? Shoot. I think this could just be a chance thing. I'm trying to come up with a pattern and I'm not seeing one. Wait, nope, there we go. Those three. There. If there is a pattern, it's kind of a long one. Also really hard to see the farther ones. I'm in good health, so I might be able to just make a run for it. Oh man, I actually was on a safe one. Nope. I cannot see the pattern. There's gotta be a pattern somewhere. Nope. I was wrong. Okay. I made it. Since it respawned me at the same part, I was able to pick up the pattern that way. Really? Okay. I just break it open. I don't be fancy and try to keep it alive, I'm just gonna flat out break it. I guess that works. Okay. Not that way. We made it. We're doing good. Okay. Oh. That's what was blocking the door. Oh. Okay, there we go. And I bet this goes to that door that was blocked. Yep. Blocked on the other side. Now we have that. Nope, nope. Okay, it doesn't want me to go back, apparently. Got some lights. Okay. Need an explosive barrel. Oh, wait. Bolt cutters? Ram the cart into the wall, perhaps? Yeah, I'm gonna bet that's what I need to do. Yep, snip, snip. Go! I'm as fast as the cart. Okay. This is interesting. Oh, wait. One of these. Our manual save point. Cohort, a man with no name. It is he who opens this gateway to hell. A grin on his face, he is terrible indeed. He watches the men writhe and turn. Still, Father looks on. Something vital in his hand. There, me. I'm inside that box. And outside it, I can't get things straight in my head. The Grey Rock Worm. That's the thing that's been tunneling, for sure. A 60s microscope. I mean, yeah, it's kind of old, but it's still used. Cool. They made it very blurry, so it's hard to read. Of course, nothing. Oh, wait. There's a fancy one, though. Apparently we care about this one more than the rest. Increased sea traffic causes local concern. Inhabitants of a small village in the relatively desolate northwest have been reporting witnessing uncharacteristically large volumes of seaborne traffic over the past 6 months. Northwest Greenland is virtually uninhabited by modern standards, containing just 0.1 persons per square kilometer, 1/3 of the national average. Sea trade has dropped off dramatically since the closure of the Northwestern lead and iron mines in March 1972, so 2 years before. The mine itself ceased operation due to massive structural failure, following an apparently accidental detonation of standard mining explosives, where all 47 workers were assumed killed in the blast. Bodies were not recovered. Wait, those might have been the people that we've been finding all our notes from. They didn't die. At least, not all of them. Now locals are complaining of noise pollution caused by a high and steady volume of ships sailing close to shore. Unfortunately, in order for any form of official inquiry to be undertaken, the registration codes of the ships in question must be recorded, and since villagers claim the ships only travel under cover of darkness, this may mark a difficulty for their ongoing quest for justice. Okay. Oh. I don't like that. I didn't like that I could pick it up. Here, have your knife. I'm gonna go ahead and save again real quick. Just so I have the newspaper clipping. Okay, key is still in the lock. Under the door, okay. Yeah, I don't think I have anything. Excuse me, chairs. Oh, projector. Oh. Okay. Just the one image, apparently. Oh, there we go. Another shiny paper. Superstition extinct. Death mine still breathing. A worker at the Northwestern Iron Mine in Greenland is missing, presumed dead, as of midnight last night. Locals fear foul play. Mining now forms the largest single industry in Greenland. At 16 years old, the Northwestern Iron Mine is a relatively new part of a larger complex, which also includes a lead operation, and was built on the site of an older mine, later converted into a military bunker, and finally closed in 1952. Oh, that's gotta be the portion that we were in. The military bunker. The iron mine retains its excellent work record in spite of the recent disappearances of an as yet unnamed worker. We have discovered that the man in question was a young laborer brought in from mainland Europe, possibly Denmark. Authorities on both sides of the strait are currently attempting to contact any family he may have left behind. The man disappeared 10 days ago, and the mine foreman has now exercised his power to declare him presumed dead. This decision, we are told, was not taken lightly. Full search of the mining operation was commissioned to no avail. Without the appropriate equipment or transport, the man could not have survived on the surface. Although superstition in Greenland has seen a decrease in popularity over the past years, some local inhabitants still claim that the land itself is cursed. This very paper ran a report almost 40 years ago to the day, discussing high suicide figures for the area, but findings at the time are considered to be inconclusive. So I think we read that one as well, actually. Kind of interesting. Okay, recently disturbed. So someone was here. For sure. I wonder. I've been a bit vague. Yeah, I don't have anything on me that could go under the door. Oh, wait, I forgot to open the drawers. There we go. That's what we need. Of all things, the screwdriver's the one, but okay. There we go. Okay. Worm. Yep. Okay. Yep. There was definitely a wormy here. Okay, nothing there. Okay, now I can grab it to look inside for goodies. That's what I'm looking for. Especially heal, actually. We've only got the one. Okay. Professor. These are the biomedical journals of Dr. J. Peters, completed between the dates of 30th of March and 1st of January. Over a couple of years, too. At the Northwestern Research Station within the Northwestern Iron Mine, with the permission of Delta Mining Corp., replication of selected extracts left at the disposal of mine foreman. Subject of study, genus Racphylla, gray rockworm. Aim to investigate the abnormal presence of the caddis in the Greenland rock, collection of samples if indeed they can be identified correctly. Standard series of testing, observation, and dissection. Upon arrival at the mining facility, I was immediately stunned by the sheer volume of fauna that finds a way of life down here, despite the conditions. In general, one would assume that species whose natural habitat is past a certain depth find the intrusion of human activity too great a threat to remain in place. However, almost the exact opposite seems to be the case. In this instance, it is curious that certain areas of the mine appear to be entirely without life of any kind, and yet other, deeper areas are teeming, and, where the situation permitting, I would embrace the opportunity to commit further time to the study of these organisms. However, the purpose of my stay here shall continue to be the genus Rhacophilia. Me? Ah, finally, some writing paper. Like me, just using up the pages to scroll down whatever comes in my head. What is this stuff anyway? Some kind of research paper? No matter, it's paper all the same. Finally recorded what's been happening down here for, I suppose, about a year now. Must be near the end of 2001 by now. Huh, I wonder when Christmas was. No matter, too tired right now. We'll rest a little first. Professor, the collection process has been far easier than I anticipated. The setup of the artificial environment for the rockworm went without a hitch, and the specimens themselves are so abundant as to make keeping them out far more challenging than containing them. They are all of healthy size, perhaps even beyond recorded size, and I can only assume that this is due to some lack of natural predators down here. 3 adults in artificial habitat, and 2 larval infants dead. I've been down here 2 days now, was meaning to record events every day, but was too busy securing the area. I've used some supplies from the old mining system to wall myself in here. It seems as safe a place as any, so those things should at least stay put for a while. To that end, it seems I've had a pretty lucky stumbling hit. All this old research is about something similar to what's been hunting me ever since I escaped the shelter 4 days ago. Don't get me wrong, after what they did to me back there, I'd rather be facing anything else. And after almost a year of fighting for our lives, we didn't really stand a chance anyway. I don't know how many are left inside. This is good. These nuts might have some way to fight the things. The rockworms that followed me here, I don't know how they knew I was coming or how they managed to follow me in the dark. Maybe I can work that out now. I found some old newspaper clippings, I guess. They're referring to this mine. I had no idea it was so old, so big. I can see now why they built that facility here in the first place. A lot of history buried down here. Worries me though. We've been resting all our hopes on a rescue on one of the scientists who escaped right near the start of it. He got out almost as the chaos began, so I figured he might have made it down and brought home. But maybe me and him are due the same fate. I must record what's been going on. Give the world the answers it needs so it doesn't fall prey to what's been released down here. First, I need to worry about myself. Find a way out of here, and work out how to kill these worm things. I'm gonna guess the steam. The steam is probably gonna be of importance, since it mentioned it so specifically. The creatures are indeed larger than has previously been recorded. The juveniles seem to still be growing, far beyond their natural limits, although the adults have now expired. I will watch with interest to see what the lifespan is of this particular subspecies. The worms appear to have 3 senses, as would be validated by previous research: taste, smell, and an extremely sensitive sense of touch, which allows them to detect vibrations in the rock in the same way that the human eye senses beams of light and processes them into spatial images. So, sort of like echolocation. Sort of. Their natural prey is insects smaller than themselves, and heaven help those insects, because the worm is a vicious and efficient killer. He's wrong. They have no sense of smell. Today I attempted to distract them with a concoction I found lying around, but to no avail. However, it does seem that they detect movement via vibrations, which would explain how they can see in the dark. Yeah, there's almost no way to escape them down here. I'm on their territory now. Lifespan is 3 days and counting. I can still hear them outside the wall. As an extra precaution, I've locked myself in the smaller study area, connected to the main lab room. If they get through that wall, I doubt this door will stop them, but it's better than nothing. There. Conclusion. This subspecies of genus Brachyphilia is highly adapted for its environment. If released above the surface, it seems likely that it would quickly destroy the existing rockworm population, and soon after that, the population would grow to a size far outstripping its own food supplies. Given its increase in size and lifespan already due to unknown conditions, I would hypothesize that the worm, if left in such conditions for a reasonable period of time, perhaps 3 to 4,000 years, could grow up to a further 3 inches, making it a total of almost 1 foot long. However, should these conditions change or indeed magnify, physical evolution could occur far more rapidly. Yeah, I think it occurred far more rapidly. Those things are feet long now. Not just one, many. It's the 5th day today, and I swear they've begun to surround my location. I can't tell whether or not they have breached the wall I built, but I'm certain they've entered whatever area surrounds this room. The future looks increasingly bleak. I intended to record here the events of the past year in the hope that perhaps what occurred could be contained or driven away. Now I realize I could write it all I wanted. No one will ever make it down here to read it. Wrong! I made it down here. So why write this now? Good question. I have no answer. All I do know is I'd rather take my own life than die at the jaws of those hideous monsters. I've tied the noose. Those monsters may feed on my corpse, but they won't take my life. Oh, that was unfortunate. He gave up. Do we see any evidence of that in here? Oh, hi. Legs. Artificial habitat. I'm going to assume those must have been the adults mentioned. Well, I don't like it. But I might need to go down there? I think I do. Maybe. So many skink lizards. To-do list. We still need that code, actually. Looking at what we have. Okay.
While you hunt for those delicate, melt-in-your-mouth mousy morsels, there are places you should not go, for fear of death. The Reaper lives here, just like you and I. And just like you and I, he must ingest the living flesh of those less fortunate than him. There is a small place that I do not want you to visit, even on your holidays, because it is dark and evil place that I've been. When the darkness has overwhelmed my small decaying mind, some bad things have flowed from my mind and through my pen. The brilliant blue ink itself seemed to turn to blood into my grasp. And by the way, should you turn peckish, red is at its finest sautéed with a little engine oil.
Okay. More evidence that he's gone crazy? Definitely. You should not be consuming engine oil. Okay. I don't know if I like the big shaking. That's probably the worms digging around. Now, Shaft 13. That's the one location we have not gone to. Or maybe we did. Yeah, we did poke our head down here. Oh, but we didn't go down to the door. Okay. Oops. Yeah, we could have gone and done that before. Oh well. We're doing it now. Oh. Okay. Oh, so we have... There's that rock. Can I? Okay. Well, it didn't do anything. I don't know what the point of that is. Just like with the jerky. Oh, great. I'm getting my pickaxe out. Of course. Of course. Can I break through with the pickaxe? Nope. That's a dead end. They dislike the light, though. Okay. Oh! Hi! Hi, hi. It's really hard to kill. Nope. Cool. I think it might be a good idea to go a little slower. I kind of rushed ahead on this one. Okay. I definitely saw one. Dang it. Yeah. I've got more eggs down there. Yep, there it is. As long as I'm angled downwards, I can actually hit these guys pretty easily. Oh, okay. Cool. I should probably... Oh dear. This is not a good situation. This is not a good situation. Oh dear. Okay. Don't open the eggs. Whack, come on. Whack. I need to be whacking. Okay. I need to find my way out of here. Because there are a ton, and I am now seriously injured. Nope. You need to die. Yep. Another one hatching. I hate that squelching noise. Nope. And get them as they come around the corner. Oh, nope. Shoot! I wasn't looking down enough. Grr. I dislike the fact that this is a maze. Oh, I hate that squelchy noise. Okay, there are more eggs. I'm just gonna keep going. Fighting them off is not good. Okay. I made it out. I really hope they don't come after me. Nope, he came after me. Okay. Okay, I think we made it. I don't think they're wanting to go after me right now. Painkillers. Perfect. It's actually really good. I write this note in knowledge that it may well serve as my last will and testament. Myself and 3 other miners have been trapped beneath the main mine shaft to the surface for what we believe to be 3 days, but with no daylight and increasing dehydration, it's impossible to tell. The only thing keeping us alive is the hope that there could be a rescue team already on the way. We were also positive at the time. That seems long ago now. I'm hitting buttons. Whoa, there were 3 of them on me. I was not safe reading the note. I thought I would be. Okay. Apparently, you are not safe when reading the note. Oh, I really hate that squelching noise. Nasty. I mean, I know the way in here pretty easily, which is good. Okay. Renton was the first to crack. Sometime during the first night, we all just lay there trying to sleep through the sound of his wailing and sobbing, trying to pretend his problems weren't our own, that he was weak for having given up so soon. Fact was, he was dealing with the situation pretty realistically. Our chance of survival gets smaller every hour. Since then, he hasn't said much. But the despair that gripped him seems to have spread through the rest of us like a cancer. We were such fools to ignore the foreman, and he paid for that with his life. When he started putting security code locks on all the doors, we thought he was crazy. There's only us down here after all. So why should we need codes to access places we're all allowed to go? He gave us all code sheets, made us swear to keep them safe. Mine hasn't left my locker more than once. Still there. Doesn't get much safer than that. We asked him who we were keeping them safe from, but he never said. It was a pain in the arse, but it's what it was. I had to trek all the way to that crazy biologist's office in the mining room this morning, just to check the code for Section C. They obviously knew something about these mines we didn't. Some of the guys started acting weird. Not crazy weird, just not normal. I didn't stop a couple of them from being carted off to mainland Europe for psychiatric help. There was no one I knew well, until the incident 3 days ago. We were in chemical storage when one of the guys who seemed pretty straight just started shouting. It wasn't a normal kind of shouting, and not any kind of wordsmith, so I just don't know how to describe the noises he was making. We'll just have to stick with not normal. Anyway, he managed to hurt a couple of guys, damage some equipment before we got him under control. Nothing serious. When we released him, he seemed okay. Dazed, but alright. Didn't really know where he was. Far away look in his eyes. That look? I'll remember that for the rest of my days. Even if there aren't many more of them. His pupils weren't dilated. They just seemed to take up more space than should be possible. Black and horrible. Then he snapped, grabbed up one of the high-rated explosive packs. We knew what he intended, saw it in his eyes. Those that could made a run for it. Thought the guy was already bearing down on the foreman. Didn't have a chance. There were 5 of us who made it out to the exit shaft. Only 4 survived the explosion. The elevator shaft collapsed in on us, and now it's anyone's guess how many are still trapped down there. The last thing I saw was those eyes. It seemed like they were staring at me alone. Milestone. Okay, then. Some batteries. So one of these lockers has the code notebook. More jerky. Yeah, this might have been the explosion site, actually. Random tile missing. Yeah, I wouldn't trust that water for sure. Wait, there we go. I can open these. I must have had my pickaxe on the first time. Get out of here, chair. One of these lockers is gonna have the code, please. Dang it. Wait. Cool. So I can avoid the spooters. Yes, please. The code is supposed to be here somewhere. There you have it. Note with code. Unless it's under the hat? Oh, nope. Cool. Okay. Gonna keep whacking it until it curls up and dies. Under the hat, maybe. Yes, under the hat. Okay. Get me out of here. Get me out of this area. I don't like it. Okay. Got our code sheet, though. I found the note, but as far as I can tell, there's no code written on it. Okay. I gotta be able to use this somewhere. Iron it. Okay. So if we look at our map, Shaft 13 I think is gonna be done. Shaft 12 and the refinery kind of combine with each other. I think the refinery is the main area that we want, though. I think? I'm forgetting, though. Oh, that's a dead end. Okay. We have this sheet. But we need a way to make the code show up. Wait. Shaft 12 connected to the refinery in some way. I don't actually remember how it actually connected, though. Let's go back in. Yeah. Shaft 12 was just this. Okay. Trying to think if there's any way. Nope. Apparently there's a newspaper clipping that was hidden. Minor landslide collapse in northwestern mountain range. Seismologists on placement from the mainland reported yesterday that a small area of tundra, about 100 square meters, collapsed into a cavity beneath the surface of the snow. The land was uninhabited. The area in question is part of the northwestern mountain range, and the collapse was only noticed due to its coinciding with the arrival of an unusual seismic survey team, or of an annual seismic survey team. Experts have suggested natural cavities in the Earth's crust was the cause of the collapse, although, due to its vicinity to an old system of mines from the 1970s, they have not ruled out the possibility of some kind of delayed explosion or other seismic activity. The probability that the mine is to blame for the event, however, is low, since it is very unlikely that activity on the scale observed would occur without some kind of human interference below the surface. That would make it more likely that it was the mine's fault, in my opinion. But maybe that's just me. I don't know how that got opened. Wait. Oh yeah, we went through the vent. Okay. really not sure at this point. Oh yeah, it's barbed wire fencing again. Really interesting that there's something going on. Oh. This is a dead-end path. Oops. I need to go a little bit further. And over here. In here. Oh wait, hold on. He said that he had to go to the lab. So there's got to be something in the lab that tells me how to get the code. Hold on, we're heading back now. Ran all the way there for nothing. There's got to be something in this lab. And this is the only lab I can think of. Let me see, light, board. I mean, there's the sink. I don't seem to be able to do anything with it though. I can't like hold it out and do something. Oh. I don't look like tails. Okay. Glass. Shoot. Oh! It's a UV... Whoa, it's a UV room. Blood is deep, head is... something? Okay. Alone, dark. But... Yep, there we go. 1371. Perfect. It made the dramatic music, so I thought an enemy was gonna start coming. As I said, it doesn't seem like there's a limit on our little glow stick. So now that we can use it, we might as well use it more. Every time we come out of that room, we get the little bonus heal up. Means we're very healed now. Okay, well, there we go. This area should now be done. Let me just double check. Yeah, 1371. 1371. Yep, definitely a doggo. New area. Where is the doggo? Oh, there's the doggo, along with the worm. No calling in reinforcements.
The hunger is becoming rather uncomfortable here.
I could bring you
How far
doggo.
away are you? You cannot be far. I am held captive by a wall of stone in the northeast of the mine. As in any drama, there are many roles to be played. You must act the scientist in mixing potions, act the renegade in plots of
Chemical
destruction.
storage.
On your travels for the tools with which you will fashion my rescue, you may discover the place of my last meal. Be careful. The shiny solid floor of water is not as solid as it seems. Poor Red was almost swallowed whole. The two foolsy men who plummeted into my domain have long since departed, though not I expect from whence they came. I ate ravenously of biped meat that day, but Red promises feasting only began when the man became pungent, when the stench of life had gone, and only the sweet aroma of decay remained.
Sure, buddy. Okay, gotta go get myself a barrel, because I hear a wolf. I'll leave it there for a moment. Okay, chemical storage, incinerator, section B. I don't know if I came in at the lake or not. I'd have to go back and take a look. Oh, good. Explodey. Oh, shoot. Shoot, I think he howled. Oh, yep. Oh, he definitely howled. Okay, I think he's down. I'm ready. Did you have friends? Any friends you had? I'm ready. Okay, I think we're good to go. Chemical storage. Chances are we'll probably come out the other door. Oh, okay. Okay, worm is here. Oh, yep. Oh, man. That noise. If I... The way to get around them? Okay. Oh, nope. That was not... Okay. I thought that that might have been an actual thing, but nope. Okay. Fill that door. Push crate in. Okay. Okay, I made it. Shoot. Seal that door. Get my pickaxe out. My pickaxe has become my default weapon. Okay, go, go, go. Take off pickaxe. Throw that in. Come, hurry. Get the other one in. Okay. Oh, nope, nope. Dang it. I tried to go for it. Oh man, I gotta do that all in one go. Okay. Go, go, go. Oh, ow. Okay. Worm obviously does not care about the acid. Go, go, go. Okay. Hurry up and push him. Okay, I made the jump. Shoot, okay. I made it. I didn't... I kind of need to figure out... Look around a little bit. Figure out what to do there. Because these ones I use a button. And that one did say it's taking too long. Oh, shoot, shoot, shoot. Ah, I messed up the buttons. Stupid worm's gonna take a couple tries. Oh shoot! I jumped way too far. I didn't expect myself to jump that far, jeez. Okay, I hit the door. Hey. Oh, okay. Get my pickaxe out. Time to break. Go, go, go. Okay. Yeah, as I'm sprinting, I go to hit tab, and that brings tabs up that I don't want to bring up. Ah, like that. I meant to jump. But I hit the wrong button. Okay. Maybe my sprint button should be something other than shift. Okay. Okay, we're through. Take that off. Oh, shoot. I fell in. I just had to kind of go for it. Hope I might make it. This is actually, surprisingly hard to think. Although part of it's also because I have that stupid keybind that keeps doing things I don't want it to do. I mean, at least with the parkour, I'm getting a little better. Okay, he broke through the first door. He's bonking on the second door. Come on, break it, break it. Push, push, push. I do think I... Oh, shoot. And I can't mess up. Okay. Okay. Wait. Okay. I get the worm to go for that. Yeah, he don't care. What the? Oh, maybe I knock it down. Worm is smart enough that it knows. Annoying me. But if I knock it down, I'll collapse the roof. Alright, we got this. I mean, I could potentially save even more time there if I were to skip that in-between jump. I'm not confident enough to say for sure I'd be able to make that jump. And then just to be sure, I'm gonna throw both boxes in. Okay. Wasted some time there. Come on. Whoa, geez, I nearly got squished.
Oh, my brain can barely imagine the feats of action man like heroics you must be performing to save Old Red. I am waiting so close now for you to blow down the walls of my earthbound prison cell and release me from this mortal coil.
There we go. If you just accidentally get the wrong one, that gets messed up so badly. Okay, we made it though. Magnesium, calcium, barium, chloride, phosphorus, and sodium. Okay. Badly administered dopamine clouds frequently everything. Okay. Like there's a carbon copy of me inside the artifact. That there's more than one. They're not very good copies. Interesting way of describing it, actually. Yeah. Nope. Still nothing. A chemical. probably put my glow stick away for now. Let's see. Another chemical. There's another chemical. Oh, that might be a pot to mix them in. Nope, that's just a shoe. It's a shoe. It's a slightly bouncy shoe, apparently. Oh, chemical on the table. We have crates that we can move around. Ah, another chemical. Okay, so we have A, B, D, E, and F. So maybe there might be a C. That's not chemical, but I guess I'll take it. I have not used a single flare yet, actually. I don't know what the point of them is. Maybe to help with the spiders? I think if I were to go stealth route, I could use the flare against the spider, the jerky against the dogs, to distract them maybe? That way I sneak around. That's my only guess. Here we go, we got a bunch of chemicals. Right over here is the collapsed door. It's not locked. It's blocked off from a collapsed ceiling. Let's see, I think I only killed the one doggy. I'm slightly worried that there's more. Oh no, there was a second one. I killed 2. With how big this place is? I don't know. I feel like Incinerator's the final location. So, I'm gonna go this way to Sector B instead. I'm not on the map. Cool. I think you guys may have circled the wrong area there. Okay. Suspicious. Let me go check the other B location, though. Straight through here. Got it. And door's jammed. So... Wait, did I come through there? Is that where I came through, actually? Because I remember this collapse area. It said reservoir. Yeah? Okay. That's gotta be where we came from, then. There's a dugout somewhere. Barrel. It's your lucky day. You get to bonk into a doggo. I wonder if I could have taken the door. That would have been interesting. My, I have a lot of chemicals. Hey. Naughty. No biting. Okay. Yep. A, B, C, D, E, and F. And we still have our blank note of paper. A little bit strange. So this area should lead to the lake. Utaka. I don't know why I want to go there. But there's something here. It's being guarded by a doggo. Oh. Great. Just the rock walls. Not so fancy in here, apparently. Last will and testament for Joe Freeman. I, Joe Freeman, would like to leave all my personal belongings to my sister May. knowledge that she will distribute them wisely. We always used to say better to die young than to never live at all. I guess we're going to get our wish. I know enough about survival to realize I won't be surviving much longer. Jono, my buddy, just don't know. My left leg is broken in 3 places, and I suspect I may also have shattered my pelvic bone. 3 hours ago, after we'd set up camp, Jono set off to find some usable timber for the fire. When he got back, he was very excited. Couldn't work out what it was that had got him so agitated, but I went along with it all the same. I should have recognized the signs. Soon after, he got worse. He jumped me when I turned away, burying my face in the snow, trying to suffocate me. I still don't know what he found in the ice to enrage him so. Lucky for me, the ground gave way and we both fell. I landed hard on ice and desperately clawed my way into more solid ground. I was running on adrenaline. Didn't notice the pain. I just knew that if I was going to die, I didn't want it to be in the frozen water beneath me. When you fall into a frozen lake, you don't just drown or freeze to death. Your whole body seizes up from the cold. Every instinct tells you to swim for the side, but your body won't let you. You gradually dip under the surface, your last breath expelled when you fell. You don't drown there and then. Your body shuts everything down, survives on what strength you have left. You can last for an hour, just floating there, slowly dying. But now I'm lying here, my soaked Gore-Tex slowly freezing me in place. Me on one side of the lake, Jono trapped on the other. I'm worried about him. From what I can see from this side, his arm is dislocated, his shoulder blade fractured, his wrist broken. I can't hear anything he yells, but he looks to be constantly muttering to himself, testing the ice with a crowbar from his pack. I don't know how he can stand the pain, or where his strength is coming from, but at any rate, something strange happened to him. Fortunately for me, he can't cross the ice. He'll give way under his weight. The only way to cross would be to carefully spread your weight evenly across the surface. He looks in too much of a rush for that. There's a lot of drugs in my system right now. I have another bottle of painkillers. There's enough to finish the job. I always said I'd rather die pushing the boundaries than drift away in my sleep. Guess I didn't mean that after all. I'd rather gently slip away than die cold or bleeding. Hey. I'ma take the painkiller. Okay. I was kind of hoping for a throwable angle. I'ma slide this barrel onto the ice. Frozen lake. But yeah, I should definitely do a manual save before, because I have a feeling I'm probably gonna fail this at least once or twice. Barrel, go. Barrel's actually fine. Also, I don't like the creepy whispering. I could do without. If I never say another of these things, I don't know. I don't like them, but at the same time, I know that I'm leaving a part of myself behind each time I go near them. Can I just leave it here? Okay. We have determined that we have to crouch. Nope. And that is exactly why I saved. Oh, okay. Oh, nope. I tricked it. I tricked it. I didn't fall in. Okay. I wonder. I'm gonna test it. Oh. Maybe? I mean, if I'm being honest, I totally thought that the crouching would do the trick. so there goes that. Nope. Okay. Centerpiece appears to be pretty safe. I don't even know where I'm going. I'd guess over there, maybe? Okay. I want to try and get it to break again. Okay. Because if I can get it to break, then I can do this and jump my way across. Wait. Yeah, but what about a pickaxe? If I can aim. No? Okay. There's gotta be something else. This Gore-Tex glove is high-tech modern stuff. I really hope that's not a body attached to it, though. Okay. Well, that's the only thing I could think of that might be good. There we go. I am finding that this is definitely the easiest way to do things, though. Purposefully break it. Yeah, one of those holes must have been how they fell in. Okay, I can kind of see the cracks there. Kind of. Okay. There we go. Breaking it apart. Okay. I've broken most of it apart. I feel like the glove I'm supposed to do something with. And hey, look. It doesn't look like there's a body attached. Although there definitely was at one point. I'm gonna go check over there. Yeah, I don't see anything over here very much. Yeah, there's nothing over here. Okay. Fine. Okay. I've broken everything. Cool. I've broken it all, and I don't know what the point is. Ooh, nope. Don't fall in. I didn't climb up to these rocks. Ah, and how it filled up. Ow. I didn't think I was high enough up to have an issue. This is the only thing I can think of. Is this crowbar. Wait, what does that say? Freezer crowbar. Okay. Oh, that is the answer. I've been saving that saw since the beginning. It was one of my earlier weapons. Also, I don't know what I'm supposed to do, but my inventory is getting very full. I probably don't need the dynamite, if I'm being honest. Probably not necessary. Okay. Ooh, this one. That piece is not so good. No! Shoot! Dang it. Oh, good. Nice. Yeah, that piece wasn't a good one to go to. None of these starter pieces are really great. They were smaller. But we made it. I must save. Because I didn't like that. Okay. We got our crowbar, we have all our chemicals. Time to go to the main door. Whatever that door was. The incinerator. Yeah, we haven't gone there yet. At this point, I'm pretty confident that we've done everything else. We're probably safe to head on over to the incinerator. We needed to turn. Oops. Much better. Fire. That's gotta be where the crowbar comes in. Now the question is, where do the chemicals come in?
Where are
mix
you,
them up
my shiny
somehow.
knight? Have you really made it this far? I wait and wait, and yet the pot never boils. I remain trapped in my den of iniquity. Perhaps the gods have toyed with me once more. Sentenced me to yet more years in this place of eternal nightlight. But now, maybe my ill advice has ended you. Have you run death's doorbell? Please don't leave poor Red all alone once more, like all the others.
Yeah, we're still going, Red. Although your pathway is rather rickety. And I definitely feel like I'm gonna have to run back across this while being chased by a worm. Okay. Or I can just fall. Wait, it actually had something down there. Okay. I'm just slightly off in the angle that I'm moving at. I will fall. Oh my gosh. Like that one. Let me get to the other side first. Stay open. Empty shelves. Ooh, beakers. Go ahead and save now. Just another one of those. Okay. Okay. Makeshift chemical bomb. Okay. Oh, chemical sludge. Okay. Notes. The explosive book that we found really early on. Possibly Armstrong's mixture. Red phosphorus and barium. Barium is 3. Phosphorus. Right? It said something about phosphorus? No, sulfur. Oh, we don't have sulfur. supply of gas. I mean, I've got this. Oh, that works. Oh, wait, a string. Fuse. Maybe not then. A little lighter. I still got you from the very beginning. Nah, I still think red phosphorus would be a good one. Okay. Let me real quick open these. Is there anything in them to help me? No. Okay. In our explosives book. Okay. The barium being replaced with sulfur. Oh wait, no, barium's what we put in. Hold on. I gotta go look again. It's red phosphorus that we need. And that's number 5. Okay. I think we want E. It puffed. I'm going to assume I did it wrong then. Yeah, okay. Oh my gosh, there's so many different combinations. If that's not it then. See, if we're trying to make it, it would be barium and phosphorus for sure. Oh, now I get it. BADCFE. Got it. BA. No. Oh, wait, now I get it. So 3 is D. D and F. Completely different ones from what I was trying to use. There we go. Oh dear. Oh, I gotta go back across there with this. Oh no. That's actually terrifying. Because this thing is gonna explode if I mess up. This might be worse than having a worm chase me, actually. I don't dare sprint now. I'm afraid of just normal walking. I'm gonna set that there. And now pick it back up. Hey, Red. I have something for you. Okay. A fuse. Light it and run. I'm gonna hide around the corner. Poof. Now it's time to go see who our crazy person that we've been talking with is. I'm gonna have to go for that middle one. Newer. Okay. Okay, this place is really
Good
spooky.
evening. You actually came. There is much that should leave my throat box now, but words elude me. You came, you are so pretty, but I have been bad. The underworld already beckons me, so I suppose one further misdemeanor will change little. It is false pretension, and not guiding light with which I have led you here. I cannot give you the
I knew
answers
it.
you want. You may wish to find what it is you seek, but that is a fiction. You cannot know what it is you sought through the vast leaden doorway, or else you would seek anything else in the world. No, the key stays with me, in here, so the life that has led me, horrible as it may be, is better still than the life that waits for you, hungry behind those doors. As replacements go, you shall be admirably abnormal. But you must wonder why this metal burning chamber is talking to you in a voice you knew only as red. For it is I, your companion, residing within. You see, I have waited for this day so many years. They won't let me die. They have parts of my head are not my own. And I cannot take my life. It is against the rules. Please, the pain has gone on for so long. All I wanted was a friend, but now the time for chit-chats and marshmallows by the fire is ended. And I hope that soon so shall my life. I have knocked on the death's door for so long. Please, let him invite me in for tea.
He wants us to kill him. Because he's gotten crazy, that's why. I don't get to see him. I feel like there could be another way. Like with most things in this game, there could potentially be another way. But... bye. And I'll pull the ashes out and the key. There it is. Pile of ashes. No? Hydraulically sealed. Now we need to cut the power. Okay. Okay. Cut the power. Cut the power. How might we cut the power? Okay. I do still have my bolt cutters. Where is the power connecting them? I don't know where the... Wait. Where are these? I have a saw. Where do I cut the power? Yeah, but when we use our crowbar... Hydraulically seal. It's gotta be down here. But where's the power? I don't see any sort of cabling. I mean, there are these fans, but I don't know what they're doing. Boy, I'm honestly so confused as to how I'm supposed to cut the power because I don't see any power. Wait, what? Okay, I'm supposed to be able to get through that door then? Maybe I'm just not doing it correctly. Should be able to get in this door. Oh wait, I used his key, duh. Silly me. Red is dead. Get out, nobody to talk to. Yeah, he is dead now. My dearest friend, how are you? I am as well as can be expected. I have some sad news though. A few days ago there was some kind of collapse. Some of the ceiling of the cave fell in on me. What scares me is that I was in an off-limits private mine. They may not look for me here. But if they do and they find me, I'll be in so much trouble. But I don't think I'll have to worry about that. I'm not sure I'll be getting out of here. I don't mind so much. I've been working in the mine for about 3 weeks now, and I'm really proud that I can send money home. But it's pretty tough work, and so far you're the only person that's really been nice to me. Plus I have some really nice company down here. There's some friendly, kind of creepy crawlies, and some books I brought from home that I was taking to the rec room. If you think about it, I was really quite lucky I had all this stuff with me. Otherwise I'd be bored stiff. As it is, I have Shakespeare, Bront, Nietzsche. Perfect bedtime reading. Although I suppose I might be trapped here long enough that I have to read them twice. I always used to ask my mom how long people survive without food and things. I read how some people can survive underwater for over 5 minutes, and some people last in the desert for weeks. But she always said, you had 3 minutes of air, 3 days of water, etc. I suppose I'll find out soon enough. I guess if I had to, I could find food around the place. Like I said, there's all sorts of creatures here. But they're better off as my friends than my lunch. I wonder whether I shall starve to death, or go cave crazy first. Neither sounds too much fun, I guess, but if I had to choose, I'd say I'd want to go mad. Sounds like an adventure. Tom Redwood. Proper mine worker. That's how we got the name of Red. At age 14. Okay. Maybe that was one of the doggos. I think it's insane. Thing hidden underneath. Chains on his arms are visible now. Not there out of choice. Father looks on aghast. He clutches some notes, shaking hands. He knows. He knows what has come. The man has released. The only one who could stop it. Howard knows the real fear. I still don't actually know what's up with those. They seem to have been somewhat telling a story. But I haven't been able to piece it together. Reams of books. Where did Red scavenge all these from? Is everything from survival manuals to the collected works of Shakespeare and Kant's ethics? If this was how he spent his time, no wonder he spoke so strangely. He must have led a lifetime of misunderstanding. Cookbook. Okay. slugs. Oh. Wait, power? Power! Nope. Okay, this is why I've been keeping the screwdriver. Is to get these panels off. Just snip them all. Doesn't matter which one it was. Snip them all and you're good. We can now use our crowbar. As I stepped into the mouth of the underground facility, there should have been questions, fears, doubts running through me. Instead, I was torn in two. Part of me, I felt, had died along with my only ally and friend. His final words had raised more questions than they'd answered, and I couldn't get his screams for help out of my head, despite knowing deep down the pain I had caused Red was, itself, all the help I could have offered him. I was alone again. I had nothing to do other than press on into the unknown. If I'd felt so bad about Red, I should have listened to him and stayed where I was. I would trade his fate 100 times for my own. The other side of me was looking forward to what might await me in my continued journey. I felt sure that I would soon find some clue or other to my father's fate, and that he was inextricably linked to everything that was happening. I also couldn't help but suspect that everything I had seen up until that point was just symptomatic of whatever lay beyond the threshold. I know now I was right. Welcome to the shelter. Elevated Caste 4, Chief Staff 6, Lower Caste 39, Temporary 8, Total Population 57. Entire list. Please have your identity documents ready. Yep. Exit. Yeah, not that way. Wait, was this the shelter that everyone escaped from? Who are you? I'm getting my pickaxe ready. Actually, no. Grab this. Whoa! Okay, I got jumped. With that, the man who had first descended into the mine was no more. And so began my next chapter. Okay. To be continued. Episode 1 of Overture. Okay. Interesting. So the story goes deeper. I don't know which one is next, though. So it seems like unlike Amnesia, Penumbra is an actual kind of series. So let me see. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up just the next one in line. And see if Black Plague is the next one or if Requiem is the next one. Okay. Okay, I'm waiting for it to load up right now.
Without this knowledge, without this foundation, you could not have the will to do what I must now ask of you.
I'm trying to figure out.
I followed my father to the Greenland wastes to uncover his secrets.
Okay.
You had to know how
This
far
one,
I was willing
I think
to
this
go.
one might be the correct one then.
I found a disused mining shaft and took shelter from the storm. You had to know how desperate I was. I was plagued by doubts, fears, and mysteries, and aided by a madman, Red. You had to know how lonely I was. I incinerated my best friend. Red told me he wanted to die. You had to know how guilty I felt. I ventured boldly onwards, and was struck down by my own heroics. You had to know how stupid I was. All of these things, so human, so perfect, and yet still I failed to do what I must now ask of you.
Wait. I can confirm that this one is the correct one. It's the one that we want. Hopefully it doesn't break on me. Okay. I think it broke. Okay, then. Not what I was hoping for. Okay, let's try this again. Yeah, it didn't save anything. Okay. No, we don't need a tutorial.
Without
Normal
this
difficulty.
knowledge,
Okay.
without this foundation, you could not have the
we
will
get to go
do
watch
what I
this
must
again, I
now
guess.
ask of you.
Yeah, I believe this
I
is
followed
chapter
my
2
father
though
to the
because
Greenland
of
wastes to
where the
uncover his
recap
secrets.
stops.
You had to know how far I was willing to go. I found a disused mining shaft and took shelter from the storm.
It's
You had to
interesting
know
the
how
way it says you
desperate I
had
was.
to know.
I was plagued by doubts, fears, and mysteries, and aided by a madman, Red. You had to know how lonely I was. I incinerated my best friend. Red told me he wanted to die. You had to know how guilty I felt. I ventured boldly onwards, and was struck down by my own heroics. You had to know how stupid I was. All of these things, so human, so perfect, and yet still I failed to do what I must now ask of you.
Okay. Load this time. And we maybe load. I don't know. It's kind of stuck on the loading screen, and last time it froze. Hey, there we go. I might actually need to adjust the audio again, because we had to mess with that last time. We'll see. Okay, yep, looks like everything should be the same. For us, it's just gonna be a continuation. Oh, okay. That's apparently very light. Okay. Screws on. Okay. Oh, or anyone, apparently. Okay. Things are going great for them. Hey, I got my glow stick back. Between light and shadow exists an entire world. That world is necessarily our own. Get out now. Oh. A coin. Old coin, not sure what country it's from. See, yep, nope. Stay open. Never mind. You can stay shut if you want. Yeah. Oh wait, coin. Duh. It's the classic. Oh, okay. Wait. What's going on? I don't know what happened there. Let's just get that out of the way. Also, this is not the way I was expecting it to work. But I'm gonna squish it. And that apparently works. It's a flattened coin. Okay. Already going into tight spaces. May 2001. I wasn't sure how long I'd been out. My head still hurt. Either it hadn't been long, or they hit me really hard. I didn't have a clue what was going on, and all of a sudden, I really didn't care. I was getting out. Ah. Follow the arrows, of course. Oh dear. That don't look good. Wait, the what? That was weird. Salvation. Arrow going backwards. Oh, yeet. The vent that fell. So that feels like a really low vent. Like, what was your guys' plan? No free drinks. Oh, but a battery. Oh, okay, slightly different. Intentionally blocking the way. Oh, I never used my flares. You know what? Let's use one right now. Cool, I don't see the use. Well, I guess you got my last note. We're through the thick of it now. If you, like me, have just escaped into the ventilation, you shouldn't be far from the stronghold set at the mess hall. Should be safe there. I've been marking my route. If you follow that, you should be fine. Almost home and dry now. I heard Howard's been working on a cure. Maybe we can beat this thing after all. Maybe. When I get back, we'll be able to sort everything out, and by the time you make it through, you'll be just in time for tea and medals. Maybe even some hot chocolate. How about that? Can't wait. I love hot chocolate. Neil Oswald, Chief Chemist. Yes, careful of the mess hall security. I designed it myself. It's sensitive to organic material. Okay. Watch your steps. Uh-huh. What if I... Of course not. It'll only collapse when I'm on it. Okay, fine. This way is collapsed, isn't it? But I will take some batteries. Also, what's the point of a glow stick? Okay. How was I supposed to dodge that? I don't know. What am I supposed to do there? Okay. How do I watch my step? I'm not sure I get what I'm supposed to do here. Wait, I want to walk too far in. Yeah, I can't get by. You know, this is actually kind of working. It worked. Oh, wow. Yeah, no wonder I died. That's full-on impalement. Oh, it actually is blocking it. Oh, cold enough. To the freezer. Okay. So, why would you make something like that? I don't know. Ketchup! Oh! I exploded the ketchup. Oops! Also, okay. Typing. There we go. Can I adjust it? Oh, I still have my flattened coin. What if I throw a ketchup bottle at it? Will that do something? No? How do I interact with it? I can throw stuff at it, but that's not gonna do me much good. When I have this big crate, do I feel like I'm supposed to be able to interact with this in some way? I have no items yet. Have a flare. Okay, cool. I'm already lost. And this is the first section. Well, technically second section. How am I supposed to do something with that? I have a flare. I'm gonna stick it inside you. Heat up. No more coolant. Wait, there's actually something up there. I don't know if it's anything valuable. I don't think so. Use the chair that's freaking out. To figure it out anyways? Yeah, no, okay. Never mind, it was just a part of the shelf. Oh, I can move these. Oh. Okay. Already lost. We're off to a great start. God, loving this. Okay. I have to go see about finding the walkthrough. Not really getting what I want. need to go find my guide so I can figure out how to actually go forwards. Where? My gosh, this is being so annoying. Being so annoying. Okay. I am really confused as to how I was supposed to figure out the answer to this one. We need a soda from the vending machine. Like, what the? How was I supposed to know that? Also, I have to go find a way to get back to it now. Because, it's sort of collapsed. I think I'm gonna die. Yep. Cool. Good, it put me over here. If I were to buy a soda, I now have a soda can. Wow. You can stop it with the creepy whispering. I really don't need it. Hey, that one is a little better positioned. I got across without it falling. There we go. Mark that down. My friend. Ketchup bottle. And I used the can of soda. Okay, that feels a little vague. But whatever. We did it. Chair was not a great choice. Let's use box instead. What the? What? What just happened? How'd I die? Excuse me. Did I break it somehow? Autosave, there we go. I'm gonna go load that one, I guess. That was weird. I don't know what in the world happened there. Oh, okay. It auto-crouches me. Which is interesting. Okay, I thought I had died again for no apparent reason at all. Why not? Oh, hi.
Chef Carlito
Oh.
is waiting for you in the mess hall with insert today's specials here. A happy worker is an efficient worker, and only efficient workers will be fed.
Yeah, buddy, your note... You said you were gonna figure something out? I don't think you made it very far. First symptoms. Patient reported mild disorientation and was asked to lie down. Mild sedatives administered. Patient develops a rash on his neck. Possible infection entry point. 2 out of 3 full symptoms manifested. Deja vu. Patient reports that he has already undergone standard tests when I am the only one who could have administered them. Paranoia. Said testing is abhorrent to the patient. I have no doubt that the third symptom, aural distortion, will take hold within the next 30 minutes. Abnormal noises, even disembodied voices, and alternate personalities are commonly reported in other infected staff. Patient secured as per archaic standard. Uh-oh. Disembodied voices. That might be a problem. I don't know if we have a rash, though. Bolted the bastard down myself. We can't protect ourselves from infection, but we can take precautions with the infected. Patient pronounced expired by common consent of all those present. Expiration was caused by an overdose of insulin. I administered the dose myself at 6:12. Death did not occur for a further 13 minutes, 3 times the expected figure. I wonder to what extent Gray could still be considered a man. Okay. Are you still alive? Ah, those are explosives. I didn't jump properly. My bad. Okay, let's try this again.
Chef Carlito is waiting for you in the mess hall with insert today's specials here.
Oh man, I was hoping I might have made that one. Actually, hold on. Dang
Chef
it. Now the barrel's
Carlito is
tipped.
waiting for you in the mess hall with insert today's specials here. A happy worker is an efficient worker, and only efficient workers will be fed.
Ah, damn. Trying to see if... Oh, there we go, there we go. Perfect. There we go. Because it doesn't care if the barrel touches the laser. It only cares if I touch the laser. Only trusted blood will get through. Today's, keep the unpure out. Well, time to poke our finger. Wait. Can I get your blood? I didn't get the note. There we go. Being a little funky there. Soda! Middle bar! Oh wait. I can interact with this. Hi, I can go through here. Okay, this place is such a different scenario from the mines that we were in before. Ooh, no tape. Interesting. Oh. Alcohol. Love it. Let's see. Oh, got our tape. Couldn't have been that far away. I'm glad that we're getting all these batteries, but we have no use for them at the moment. Elof.
My name, Elof Carpenter. Rank,
Elof.
elevated. Status, Code C, imprisoned. Observing the Turngat movement, I predict that it will be my cell they visit next. To my knowledge, I am the last remaining member of the Elevated at this facility, and so it falls upon me to ensure that Xeno protocol is not compromised. For that reason, I record here the only way I have discovered to neutralize the viral threat. The species' primary weakness is... No, please!
Dude didn't say it fast enough. I hate you. You could have said it faster, buddy. Wait. Hey, that was mine. I've made a loop. Okay. That's where I was. Someone got dragged out of this one. It's the power box. Cool, we're not going that. But if we don't go that way... Soda! The answer is soda. Yep. It's the artifact. These things are everywhere. There's still a part of me that's in there. Something that's drawing me in. Okay. Based off of what I have 2 batteries, some flares, some alcohol. But I don't have anything. I hate not having anything anymore. I lost my pickaxe, and that makes me sad. That was my favorite weapon. I attacked everything with that thing. More boxes! At this point, I'm pulling things off the shelves. Who knows what's hidden around? Like, apparently more batteries.
My name?
Yeah, we don't actually do that again. Going back through here isn't very helpful. Can't get through that door. But I also can't get through this door. Oh, but if I mess with the power, I won't need... That's how I can get through. I got nothing. So far, this one's been a lot more confusing. Okay. I'll admit on this one, I thought about it right before I looked. We have this, and that's how I get it open. Pull the wire. I've removed power to this section. Good job. No, this side still has power. Well, what was the point of removing power then? Does it get me through this door? No? What was the point of that? Does it get me through this door? Ah, it gets me through this door. Okay, there it is. Some painkillers. And a syringe. have a weapon to fight back yet. Oh, they have a light. Gotta actually be stealthy. Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. I don't look at the enemy. Forget, I usually just murder everything. Oh, no, he stopped. Hi. Oh, okay. I'm stuck. Yep, cool. That is not where I hide. I should probably... I really don't know, but I'm gonna say, light probably gives it away. Oh, hi.
Must have been right.
Oh, he actually said something. Oh, no, his light is still right there. Okay. He left.
Is someone there?
I didn't go all the way in.
Who there?
Okay. Oh. Cool. Alcohol. Yep. That's how that works. There you go. If this stronghold was anything like as elaborate as its security, I was in for an experience. I didn't know what to expect, but I was getting used to that. Okay. Welcome to the shelter. Whoa. Interesting. Brightness is like daytime, which is really weird. Zap zap. Not that door? Maybe. I shall take some painkilling. You're too late, Sonny. We packed up and left today. It's been 6 months since we established the stronghold and a year since we released the Tungite virus. Clearly, no one's coming to rescue us. Took a vote, decided to help for the old mine shafts this installation was built over. Hey, that's where we came from. Right towards the start of the troubles when the scientists got out that way. We haven't heard back from him, but you never know. The vote was 8-3 in favor. Anyone returning to this point, I suggest you do the same. There can be more than a few survivors out there even now, and more of our numbers are disappearing, losing it, or getting infected. You can make it out via the sewers, then into the shafts. Eventually, we'll all have to find a way up through the ice. We may yet die of cold, but it's better than what happened to Gray. The only person that may still be out there is Howard. Kind of our leader. He left base a few weeks ago, and that's part of what's led us to this. He converted the kitchen into an office and was translating some old texts, when he claimed to have found a way to counteract the disease. I guess he didn't make it. Sous chef. Whoa, jump. It opens in the event of an emergency. I've learned from the previous one that I need to move everything around to find things. Things get hidden just because they can. Welcome briefing. Cool. I am stuck in this very small area. Soda. Alcohol. A syringe. Totally. How's that gonna work? I agree. I don't know. Keep holding it down? Nah. I mean, throw a chair out the window. Nope, that glass is pretty solid. I'm really just unsure. Because I have such limited supplies at the moment. Fire. Fire. I know how to start a fire. We have a great fire starter source right here when something's drenched in gasoline. Now open up, you stupid doors. Open up. Now where do I put the fire? Do I put it in front of the door? Yo, door, there's a fire. That's a sprinkler system. Loud? Oh wait. I think that might just be a light. But it's also the only thing that I can see. So we're just gonna move the burning barrel. Come on. Yeah, no, that's gotta just be a light. Excuse me, room. There's a burning barrel in here. Now start a fire. Can I light more things on fire? Nah. That'd actually be kind of interesting if that did work. Where do I need to put this stupid barrel for the game to realize there's a fire? Oh, there we go. Under the sprinkler, apparently. Much better. I mean, it's effective. It took care of it. Oh, sorry, plate. Okay, that one's not gonna open. Yep. Yes, I can confirm we're almost certainly infected. Considering what we're hearing. It's a broken fridge. Come on, you guys still had ketchup. You could have made that work. Oops, I broke your ketchup. Sorry. I don't think you guys need this stuff anymore. It'll be fine. So I really don't like the constant flashing of the light. That's not my favorite. What? A collector's item. They added collectibles into the second game. Of course they did. Okay. Open up. Out of the way. There's something reassuring about that feeling, like I've got one less thing to worry about. I can turn you on. Okay. Mine opened in 1910, 1930. The suicide rates. World War II broke out in 39. Part of the mine converted. The war ends. Filing the report. Oh, the day after. The mine shut down in 52. New one opened up. Okay, that's when the research came in. The rockworm. Many bodies are never recovered. Cake became aware. Destruction began in 1973 in April. Site B, Water Cave. As attending chemist. Oh, Substance 63 and Artifact 66B were discovered. Closed due to hostile local fauna. Yeah. We went through all of that. Ooh, primary excavation uncovers Pungate Tomb. And then the investigation happened in 2000. Okay. And it's now 2001. So it's been a year. So yeah, that's a nice overview of the first game, actually. All the notes that we found. There we go. We got our flashlight. And we actually have 5 batteries. Kind of nice that they're not immediately being used like they were before. So, I think that one might have had a leak. Okay, time to go to the store. Still locked. That's controlled elsewhere. Right plate. I'm very aggressive. 2 and 1. Yeah. Oh. Interest. Okay. Controlled from elsewhere though. Computer. Ah, the shelter. ROM drive. Okay, I can fix that. My research has uncovered something fascinating. Time and time again, I warned Overseer Frisk I needed time to perform a full textual analysis before my translation could be considered complete. He went ahead with the excavation anyway, and now he's paid the price. This facility's security level is high enough that no trace of it exists beyond the confines of these walls. Not even the archaic Central Cast have records of its location. In fact, the only link to this place in the outside world is the notes I left behind many years ago. However, since the virus was released over 1 year ago, no rescue attempts have been made. Not one person has tried to enter the facility. Just before the virus was released, I sent a message out to someone I could trust. I can only assume that my son Philip has received the note and done as I asked. No matter what happens down here, at least I can rest easy in knowing no trace remains of this place. But these secrets will stay buried here. Yeah, they didn't. We came, and then we brought another person in. I've learned over the years never to put too much weight on any one discovery, but the information that I now hold is vital, not just to our survival, but to the future of our species. First thing in the morning, I intend to call in volunteers to set out into the infected area of the shelter. No one will come, but I shall ask all the same. I'll make a move to the library research station first. Then, it's all unknown variables. After that, I shall simply have to put my faith in this discovery. If I am wrong about this, I will barely make it through residential. I think I left my family for this organization. Which is more horrible? That I have sacrificed something so dear, or that I do not regret it for a second. Howard LaFresque, Chief translate. Unlock. Oh. Okay. Fine. Three.
Welcome to Shelter Research Station, Greenland. Shelter is an almost entirely self-sufficient installation built in the 70s to further serve the purposes of the archaic elevated caste in their pursuit and defense of ancient knowledge. As a new member of the facility, there are some basic rules you should be aware of in order to be useful to the archaic. Shelter provides living facilities, including a mess hall, gymnasium, and medical bay, in addition to the stipulated array of laboratories, chemical and biological, workstations, excavation equipment, and security. Please use the former at your leisure, but expect to be assigned to the latter with a moment's notice. Second, due to the nature of our work here, should you feel in any way ill, lightheaded, or otherwise mentally incapacitated, do not report to the medical facility. Fasten yourself securely to whatever solid object may be available, attempt to seal all connecting doors, and await retrieval by our trained professionals. In a worst-case scenario, be prepared to swallow your personal cyanide capsule, which will be issued after this briefing. The Archaic hates to lose its treasured staff, but it may be for the good of the operation.
Got it.
We know you will enjoy your work with us.
Okay. So, basically, they have a sick bay that you're not allowed to go to. And if it comes to it, you're supposed to eat your death pill for the sake of the other people. Okay. Yeah, this place, it totally sounds normal. Nothing suspicious going on here. Following password changes have been made since the printing of your personal guide. As always, the above information is strictly confidential and is not to be spread to other members. Not even other members. Got it. Cool. Okay, and that's just everything written down again. Okay. And now I'm gonna go first off 236. Got it. 236 1167. Nope. There we go. Door should now be open. Perfect. McClare. Gonna be underneath the box. Knew it. That one was really obvious. Unlike some of our other ones that we've had to deal with. Ah, wonderful. We found the sewers. Just like the sewers seemed like the only road out, but it wasn't out I wanted anymore. My father had found something, and I needed to know what. Without that, everything would have been for nothing. And of course it all collapses behind me. Not that I could have gone back that way anyways, a lot of stuff has collapsed behind me. Okay. Before we go any further, I am going to go ahead and end things off here for today. We finished Overture, and we're now on Black Plague, meaning the finale is probably going to be Requiem. However this ends up finishing off, we'll have to see. But what? I didn't even do anything. I didn't even do anything. Okay. Ow. Wait, what? This is back on the ship. Hold on. Deja vu. Whoa, this is kind of weird. Oh yeah, our bag. Eh. Yeah, dude. Okay, I got distracted again. I have no clue what's going on. We'll see. But we finished Overture. We're on Black Plague. Requiem is the final one. We'll see how this goes on Monday. I'm not sure what to expect from this one. But, we'll have to see, because the last one was interesting. Although we're actually a little further along than I would have expected. Okay. Yeah, we're actually about a quarter of the way through, so this one seems a little bit smaller, but a lot heavier on the puzzles rather than looking around for stuff. So we'll see what we think. I've had to get some help on some of these because I just did not figure out what to do. Hopefully it doesn't get too bad. Hopefully we're able to figure things out. I'll see you guys all tomorrow for whatever we end up doing on Spooky Night. And next week we'll come back to this to continue figuring out what happened here at the shelter. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye!